Hello everybody and welcome back to another Figurehead Reviews video, and today we are going to finally put together Mbaku from the recent Black Panther Wave 2 figure series from Marvel Legends. We have the Vibranium-powered Black Panther coming with an arm, we have Killmonger coming with the head and club, we have Claw coming with the torso, the other Black Panther with the other arm, T'Chaka with a leg, and then the Dora Milaje with another leg. But enough about that, let's get this put together and take a look at Mbaku. And here is Mbaku all built and put together there, holding his club or staff. I think it's a club though. And, cool figure, great addition, but man, it kind of stinks. He has some very limited posability, and we'll kind of cover that when we take a look at the articulation. But it's a well sculpted figure, well painted, and a cool addition to the Black Panther collection for sure. But I do have, like I said, a couple of gripes primarily in the articulation department. But let's go ahead and take a look real quick at that staff, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at Mbaku. And real quick, there's not a whole lot to look at with this staff for Mbaku. It's just a club on one end, and then just a stick down the rest. I kind of wish this had more of like a wood grain or something going on to make it look more like a staff or a wooden club. But yeah, it's not a whole lot to it. So that's kind of disappointing. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at Mbaku. And here is Mbaku up close and in detail. And yeah, pretty cool looking figure. And I was checking to see if that was dust on his face, and it's not. It looks like I got just some little specks there on him. But overall, this head sculpt came out looking pretty good. I will say it looks like on mine, I forget which side it was, the hairline looked like it didn't quite, yeah, this side. It looks like the hairline went too far forward on that side, and then starts a little further back on this side, so a little mismatch there. And then by his mouth, you get that little bit there as well that's coming out, so that's kind of odd. But overall, a very cool looking head sculpt, and again, great use of that photo technology they're using. But again, we get another plain face, which for a guy carrying a club, that's meh. But looking at the rest of the figure, we do get some great detailing and paint here in this fur piece that's going along his back, and that can come off. It just ports in there, but very cool detail there, and it is softer material that can move around. Taking a look at the chest piece, again, we get some great deco on that. Yeah, it looks good. Shoulders look good. A lot of detailing in here. You got the armbands, you got the shoulder pads. And then when we get down, you get more of the fur coverings here on his forearms. The armor plating. A lot of detail in that armor plating. That is very cool. And he does have just the regular gripping hands for holding that club. Armor plating again looks good. And then going down here, we get some pretty minimal highlights running through that. And on the front end, same thing, minimal highlights running through it. Again, the big knee plates there, or shin guards rather. And then again, a lot of detail going into those fur boots. And his little toes sticking out there at the bottom. But yeah, very bulky figure and hefty, but a lot of this limits articulation, which we'll go over, and that is a bit of a disappointment for such a good-looking figure. So we can see here that Mbaku is the tallest of this wave, coming in at about 6 3/4 inches tall, almost 7 inches, so a very tall figure. But we have a head that can turn side to side, can look down that far, can look up that far. You have shoulders that can go up, not too bad. They are going to get start hitting on this and start hitting on the shoulder pads there. And you also have rotation, but again, with the rotation, you're going to end up hitting this back piece. You do have, let's just get rid of that. You do have double jointed elbows, and you do have a rotation and hinge at the wrist. There is no typical ab crunch. You do have a diaphragm joint, though, that can go back that far, forward that far, and then turn side to side. There's no waist articulation that I could feel underneath there, so he has nothing there. And then this is where we get really stuck. The legs, barely, and even if you pull them apart, this is going to force them back together. So you really don't get much in kick forward, backward, or apart. There is a upper thigh cut up there and double jointed knees, but you can't even with the double jointed knees go all the way, again, because of this skirt here that is blocking it. You do, however, have a hinge and ankle pivot, so that is something that you won't be able to utilize because you can't get his legs to move around. But yeah, other than that, still a good figure. And just to give you a little bit of a better idea of the scale on Mbaku, here he is next to Thanos from the Build-A-Figure wave for Avengers Infinity War. And finally, here we have everybody displayed together that came in this wave. We have the 2 Black Panthers on the left, Claw, Mbaku, the Dora Milaje, Killmonger, and T'Chaka. And that about does it for this review, everyone. And overall, I think Mbaku was a great addition to our MCU lineup. I love it when we get these supporting characters. I've mentioned that before, so I think that is great that we are getting it. However, this particular figure, you can't really do much with him. You can't get his arms in any significant pose where it looks like he's using the club. You can't move his legs other than just essentially standing straight up. So there's really not a whole lot to be done with him. I'll probably mess around and see what I can do, but he's probably just going to be standing off to the side with some of my other Black Panther figures, just because I don't really have anything to display him with per se. So anyway, with that being said, if you like this review, make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe for more content just like that, and I do appreciate everyone for supporting the channel so far. And aside from that, thanks for stopping by, and have a great day.